The prayer of examen is another way to practice listening to the voice of God. The examen is a centuries-old practice in the church that invites you to prayerfully reflect on the day or the week in the presence of God and allow Him to speak to you about the things that you have been obedient in, and also challenge you to walk forward in the ways that He is calling you to walk in the coming days or the coming weeks. And this practice may be something that feels a little bit awkward at first, just like all of these listening practices, but my hope is that as you continue to engage it, you will find that it gives life and it gives clarity to you. So in the practice of examen, the process that you're going to go through to do this is you're actually going to reflect very specifically in 7 different categories of your life, and then set an intention for the next week of how God might be calling you to live in that area of your life. So the first area of your life that you reflect on is actually your spirit. So in the past week, how is it that you've been tending to your soul? How are you and God connecting? What words would you use to describe the way that your spirit feels? Now, if you're a journaler, you may want to create a section in your journal that allows you to reflect on that specific area and journal about that for a little while. If you're a drawer, you could do this same activity using art. If you're just kind of an internal processor and thinker, you are more than welcome to just reflect internally about this. But after you've taken a few minutes to think about your spirit and how it feels and what has happened in the past week, you then take an opportunity to set an intention for the next week. How is God calling you to live differently or lean into that area in this coming week? You then go into 6 more sections that you just want to reflect on. The second section is your body. What habits are you keeping with your body? What new habits would you like to cultivate? How does your physical body feel these days? What is your energy level like? How are you sleeping? And so then you would examine how it's been this past week and set an intention for the next week. The third category is your mind. What are you learning? What would you like to learn? What has been occupying your thoughts? How is the quality of your focus and your presence? Can you see how this could be a good exercise? The fourth category is your relationships. What's going on well in your relationships? How have you been treating the people around you? What relationships need tending? And how can you build into the lives of those who matter to you? This actually might be a place where you examine your other habits that we've been talking about of eat or bless. Now for me, when I do the prayer of examen, this is the category where I actually set an intention for the next week of who are the 3 people that you're calling me to bless or to eat with in this next week. And that's sort of the space that I go through in order to see where God might be calling me to lean into and to engage. The 5th category that we examine is the area of our home. What do you love about your home life? How does it support and comfort you in your current season of life? And what needs your attention? The 6th is your work life. How is your work energizing you? How is it draining you? What words would you use to describe the posture towards your work right now? And where do you see God moving in your workplace? And finally, the 7th category that you would spend some time examining is your resources. How are you stewarding what God has given to you? Your time, your money, your energy, your possessions, your education, or your experiences. I hope that as you practice the examen, it gives you an opportunity to sort of hone in these specific areas of your life and allow God to speak to you about who He's transforming you to be and what He's calling you into.